Hello, okay, we are back on the staff page. Okay, so next thing I want to talk to you about staff. If you click on a staff, the attribute points are broken down into certain things and then an average value. So notice that it's like the blue bar and then the light blue bar. So when your staff are working in any building, whatever it is, occasionally they will gain certain points, and this is the breakdown of the points. This doesn't matter too much except for when you train. Um, all right. So anyway, so here's the breakdown. So originally, when I first got this staff, he had 32 attribute points, an average of 32. But since then, he's gained 3 points from that. That's what this means. Okay. Also, as a profession, when I first hired him, he had 38 professional points. But he's gained 5 since then. So that's pretty good. I like that. Now, one thing I want to let you know is that you can retrain your staff. Okay. Now, when you retrain your staff, basically they lose their profession, and they get the new one, whichever one you retrain them to be. It costs $2,000. It's right here. It says retrain person. You can click on it, and then you can just select which one to choose them, and then you hit yes, and it costs 2,000. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to retrain this particular staff at the moment. Let me go back. Okay. Now, oh, I do have some staff that are studying, so they are in training. It takes 24 hours to train them, and if you hover over, it will tell you how long it will take, and it will also tell you what are they training to become. So Steve is going to become a furniture seller, and he's got 12 hours and 30 minutes remaining. Okay. So let's take a look at, for example, Sheldon Turner. Okay. So let's take a look. Why am I retraining Sheldon Turner to become a a kiosk assistant? Okay, he was a tailor. Okay, when you retrain, they don't lose all the experience bar, but they lose all the experience bar that they would have gained. So there's no if there were a pink bar here, he would lose that. So why am I retraining him to become a kiosk assistant? Well, for one, he hasn't gained any experience points, so therefore he's not going to lose anything from being retrained. Um, Second, his profession points with his attribute points are quite high, in my 60. It's for this part of the round. It's high. Also, his salary demand is quite low. The lowest he can go is 75. So 77 is pretty good. The reason why, because kiosks right now are quite expensive. Newspapers are very high, and so are sausages. So it's going to be quite expensive to pay him. So I want him to have a pretty low salary demand. Reliability, I mean, yeah, well, you get what you get, right? And he doesn't drive, but that doesn't matter to me because I'm not going to make him drive. I can also cancel the training, and if I cancel it, I will not get a refund. Keyword will not get a refund, right? And he will just be back to what he was normally. So if you want to cancel, you can. If not, it's not. Oh, I forgot to mention one thing. When you do train your staff, they lose all the experience. They actually get +1 motivation, right? They're no more motivated, and they get +1 knowledge. Okay, so that keep that in mind. So they do get a little bit better, not by much, but just a little bit, because it's not. So even though they get +1 motivation, +1 knowledge, it's not like it's an these attribute points are an average of all of them. So it's not like this 43 will go to a 45. Okay, so that is staff training. Let me go back. I think I wanted to mention a few other things. You can go to the help files and you can take a look at what all the professions do, so where they belong. On the staff page, if it is blue, it means that they are put into the building that they should be put into. So the grocer goes in the grocery store. The kiosk assistant goes in the kiosk. And notice here, the builder goes in the kiosk. That means that this kiosk is under construction, so that's why they are blue. And everybody else is also blue. You basically want all your staff here to be blue. It's a good idea, so that they can make a lot of points. Okay. The next thing, There's some complicated math with the production points of how much. I think this is a bug. I don't know why these two are blue. They're in the head office. They are not building. These should not be blue. Point. If any admins see this, it's just a minor bug, cosmetic bug, not a big deal, but whatever. Um, these the production points are basically, if it's blue, that's how much they are producing um, for their in their building, and so it's definitely very good to have them all be blue here. Sometimes you just can't get or you just can't get a staff to be of that type. Um, so you might have to put like a builder in a clothing shop, selling clothes. It's not too bad. It's better than having no staff, so you definitely want to at least put somebody there. Also, sometimes you okay. So let's take a look at what I have here. I have some builders here that aren't working, and the highest attribute point is 41. So if I post a job ad for, I don't know, a driver, well, not a driver, a clothes shop assistant, and the highest I can get is 40, I'm not gonna hire anybody at 40, even if their professional points are at 40, because this guy's attribute points are 41. It's higher than any other clothes shop assistant I can get. So be careful not to hire such low production staff. It makes a really big difference. Okay, your staff run your company, so make sure you hire good staff. You can post job ads and reject, and post job ads and reject until you get good staff. Something else that I always do is that every single day, I post a job ad for some staff, and just to see if I can get better ones. Because when people fire staff, sometimes they do, or when they go bankrupt, their staff go on the unemployment list, and there's no unemployment list, so you just have to post a job ad and see if they show up. And sometimes you'll post a job ad. I think before I posted a job ad, and I got some really nice kiosk assistants, like 67 or something. Okay, so it's chance. But if you know that some people went bankrupt, and you know what they have, knowledge is power. You might want to check that staff and hire those staff. Um, Anyways, so I didn't talk too much about the. Did I talk about this? Okay. I forgot there's one link here. Absence prevention measures. Talked about this in the last video. Um, right here, recent events which increased dissatisfaction. I haven't had any. But basically, if you do bad things in your factory, in your company, your staff will be dissatisfied. If your warehouse overflows, if you don't have enough money to pay your salary, and it's the deadline to pay it, your staff will be royally unhappy with you, very, very, very unhappy with you, and you will get penalized, 25%. Well, okay, so say I don't have this and I pay it now, or the deadline is coming up. This 121,000 will be deducted from my savings, plus I'll pay 25% fee for not having any money in my salary account. Okay, so when you put money in your salary account, it stays in your salary account. You can't do anything with it except pay your salaries. So because of that, I don't put much money into my salary account until I need to actually pay my salaries. But the reason why I do have some is because if you want to fire your staff, so let's talk about firing staff. Oh, I don't have too much time. If you want to fire staff, one, they have to be in the head office. So let's click on a staff. I'm not going to fire him. And when you fire him, you have to pay a fee, a termination fee, termination compensation to fire him. You also need to pay the salary that he has received thus far. And it doesn't show up here, but you have to pay this. So that's salary, and you have to pay 176% of that from your salary account. So if you don't have enough money, you will get the 25% penalty deducted from your savings as well. But if you do it this way, they won't be dissatisfied with you if you suffer that loss. So it's not too bad, but it's still 25%. Okay, I'm running out of time. All right, well, that's how you fire and hire staff. So make sure you do that wisely. Okay, all right, bye.